Turkish is a really cool language, so let's talk about it. It's spoken by around 90 million people, primarily in Turkey, as well as by the Turkish diaspora in places such as Bulgaria, Iraq, Cyprus, and many others. It's a part of the Turkic language family, alongside languages such as Kazakh, Uzbek, Kyrgyz, Uyghur, Tatar, among others. Within Turkic, Turkish is a part of the Oghuz branch, making it particularly close to Turkmen and especially to Azerbaijani, to the point of partial mutual intelligibility. As for sounds, Turkish has 8 vowels, those being a, e, I, o, u, and y. It notably has vowel harmony, where within native Turkish words, front vowels I, and u primarily occur in words with only other front vowels, and back vowels a, o, and u mostly occur with other back vowels. And the vowels and suffixes change based on the previous vowel. For example, there are plural forms
taşlar, yıldızlar, yollar, kuşlar
for words with back vowels, but
evler, işler, göller,
and
günler
for words with front vowels. This plural suffix follows twofold harmony, which is simply between e for front vowels and a for back vowels. Many suffixes follow this, but many others follow fourfold harmony, which agrees for rounding in addition to frontness, where front unrounded vowels I and e take I, front rounded U and take U, back unrounded U and a are followed by U, and finally back rounded U and o take U. Compare the words
verdim, gördüm, aldım,
and
sordum.
The mid-front rounded vowel doesn't appear in any suffixes, and of all the grammatical suffixes, o only occurs in iyor, where only the first vowel changes for vowel harmony. Far from all Turkish words follow vowel harmony internally, especially compounds and loanwords from other languages. These words still usually take suffixes based on the last vowel, so the plural of
İnsan,
is
insanlar.
There are plenty of loanwords where because of underlying palatalization, words ending with back vowels take front harmony instead, such as with
harf,
taking the plural form
harfler.
The consonants of Turkish are m, na, pa, ba, ta, da, cha, ja, ka, ga, fa, va, sa, za, sha, ja, ha, la, ya, and ra. The velar stops ka and ga become palatal stops kya and kya next to front vowels e, I, and u. The l phoneme is pronounced as a typical L sound around front vowels, but next to back vowels a, o, and u, it's pronounced as a dark L, ul. In loanwords, the front versions of these sounds can also occur before back a and u, making them technically different phonemes. Compare
Kar,
with
kar.
There's also the marginal phoneme called yumuşak, meaning soft G, which is silent and lengthens preceding vowels at the ends of words and before another consonant, pronounced y next to front vowels, and between back vowels it's either silent or pronounced r or as something close to it. Turkish also has a voicing assimilation with its stops, fricatives, and affricates. If a suffix starts with an obstruent, it becomes voiceless after roots ending with pa, ta, cha, ka, fa, sa, sha, or ha, and is voiced elsewhere. Compare the cha in
Açıkça,
with the ja in
kurnazca,
and
cesurca,
or the tan in
taştan,
with the dan in.
tuzdan.
For the most part, voiced ba, da, and ja became pa, ta, and cha at the ends of words, though they maintain their voicing when followed by a suffix starting with a vowel. Compare
Kitap,
with its accusative form.
kitabı,
Ka usually contrasts with the soft G phoneme, with
yaprak,
becoming,
yaprağı,
and only voices to regular ga after other consonants, with
renk,
turning into.
rengi.
This type of alternation primarily only occurs with multisyllable words, while monosyllable ones usually have the consonant stay voiceless. Voiced ba, da, ja, and ga also still occur at the ends of loans, and a handful of native words that used to have long vowels though. Worth noting is that the voiced post-alveolar fricative ja is rare in Turkish and limited to loans. Voiceless stops pa, ta, ka, and kya are all aspirated at the beginnings of syllables, similar to in English and other Germanic languages. A very notable thing is that the rhotic is pronounced as a voiceless tap hra at the ends of words and before voiceless consonants, as in
yer,
and.
arka.
Interestingly, the velar stop phoneme ka is pronounced as a uvular qa around back vowels in some Turkish dialects. The fricative ha is pronounced as palatal hya after front vowels and glottal elsewhere. The phonetic long vowels a, e, and u occur in various loanwords from Persian and Arabic. I, u, and u are pronounced as near close I, and u at the ends of words. E is pronounced as near open a before coda, ma, na, la, and ra, open mid e at the ends of words, and close mid elsewhere. The syllable structure of Turkish allows for consonant clusters both at the beginnings and ends of syllables, though word initial clusters only occur in loanwords, and even then, some Turkish speakers often insert vowels e or u to break them up, such as pronouncing
tren,
as
tren,
or
kral,
as.
kral,
Certain nouns from Arabic also have clusters appearing in inflections despite not being present in base forms, such as
isim,
becoming
isme,
and
hak,
becoming.
hakka,
The stress of most native Turkish words lands on the last syllable, though with plenty of exceptions, including the ones on screen if you're interested in pausing and reading. I'm sorry that the phonology section was so long, but fortunately Turkish spelling is fairly simple, so the orthography section won't be nearly as lengthy. Turkish is written with the Latin alphabet, using the base 26 letters, though Q, W, and X are rare and limited to recent loanwords, and there are 6 extra letters with diacritics. The letters C-cedilla and S-cedilla are used for ch and sh, and O umlaut and U umlaut represent and ü. A dotless I is used for u, and finally soft G is represented with a brav on the letter G. The rest of the letters mostly have the same values as they do in the IPA, except for Y, which represents y, J, which represents zh, and most outstandingly, plain C is used for the voiced post-alveolar affricate j. The capital version of I is written with a dot above, as not to be confused with capital U, notably appearing in the native spelling of Istanbul. With proper nouns, Turkish uses an apostrophe to separate the base word from its inflections, such as in country and city names, in addition to the names of people. K, G, and L represents both their front versions, kya, gya, and la, and back versions, ka, ga, and ul, using circumflexes on A and U to indicate when they have their front allophones before a and u. On rare occasions, circumflexes are additionally used in Perso-Arabic loanwords to indicate long vowels. Other times doubled letters are used, and most of the time these long vowels are completely unwritten. Turkish also used to be written with the Arabic abjad all throughout the span of the Ottoman Empire, ceasing to be used only a century ago with the empire's fall. And now we're back to comically long sections with grammar. Turkish word order is purely head final, with adjectives before nouns, postpositions after nouns, and subject-object-verb word order, though the other 5 word orders are valid for marking emphasis. A large portion of native Turkish root words are only one syllable, but Turkish is also highly agglutinative to where words can become monstrously long. Turkish conveys grammatical information with a boatload of suffixes, but no prefixes. Prefixes appear primarily in loanwords and are exclusively used to derive vocabulary, not grammar. As alluded to earlier, the plural suffix of nouns is
lar,
when following back vowels and
ler,
when following front vowels. Nouns in Turkish also have cases, of which there are 6 primary ones. The nominative is the base form of nouns and is used to refer to subjects of the sentence. The definite accusative has the suffix I, U, or U depending on the final vowel, and refers to definite direct objects, while indefinite objects, ones which would not translate as English the, simply take the nominative. The dative case, which has the suffix e or a, can refer to indirect objects, and means to or into when used with places. The locative case has the suffixes de, da, te, or ta, and refers to location, translating to the prepositions in, on, or at. Suffixes for the ablative case are the same as the locative, but with an n at the end, and generally means from, but can also mean made of, through, out of, or be used in comparisons with adjectives to mean than. Finally, the genitive has the same suffixes as the accusative, but with an n added to the end, and refers to possession or ownership. There's also the marginal instrumental case, a contracted form of the preposition ile, meaning by or with, becoming le or la after consonants, and adding a y after vowels before the le or la. Whenever a case suffix beginning with a vowel comes after a noun ending with a phonemic vowel sound, y is inserted between the 2 vowels in the accusative and dative, and n is inserted for the genitive. There are also possessive suffixes attached to nouns, with im for my, in for your, I for the third person singular, imis for our, inis for the second person plural, and leri for their. And of course, all of these change for vowel harmony. When the aforementioned suffixes follow a noun that ends with a vowel, the initial e is removed, except for the third person singular suffix, which becomes c. There are also various predicative forms that can be added to nouns and adjectives to mean I am, you are, or we are. So,
kişiyim,
means I'm a person,
kişisin,
means you're a person,
kişiyiz,
means we're people, and
kişisiniz,
means y'all are people. Speaking of pronouns, the third person singular pronoun is o, which also means that, and the third person plural is
onlar,
with the plural suffix. I won't be going into nearly as much detail with Turkish verbs because they are very complicated and I don't want to give anyone a stroke. As a very broad overview, verbs change for the 6 subject pronouns and have several main conjugations. The aorist, used for habitual actions and general truths, the continuous, progressive, and future, whose names I hope are self-explanatory. There's the simple definite past for previous actions which the speaker can directly attest happened, and the inferential past or perfect, when a speaker cannot verify that a previous action occurred, but has some relevance to the present. There's also the conditional for hypothetical actions, the necessative used for when an action must happen, and the largely merged imperative and optative moods, which are used for commands in the second person and translate roughly as let in the first and third persons. Many, though not all of these conjugations, can be combined to form compounds. Verbs are made negative with the suffix me, and there are separate potential forms, translating as can in the positive or can't in the negative. There's also the question particle mi, which is written as a separate word. Turkish additionally has several causative suffixes, which can be stacked, such as in
öldürtmek,
which means cause to kill, with kill itself meaning cause to die. Sometimes they're also stacked further, but with no change in meaning. There are also passives, which interestingly, when used with intransitive verbs, serve as an impersonal form, translating as you or one. Verbal nouns are present in Turkish, formed with the suffix me, and these are often used in compound words, and when other languages would use an auxiliary verb. There are also converbs, which are suffixes attached to verbs to link two verbs or clauses, variously meaning while, as, when, or and. Finally, let's talk about Turkish vocabulary. There are many suffixes for deriving nouns, verbs, and adjectives from each other, as in most languages. These can even be added to pronouns, such as in
sensizlik,
which means the state of being without you. Turkish also has reduplication in its vocabulary. Many adjectives have dedicated emphatic forms, roughly translated as very. They're formed by repeating the first vowel of the root in any consonant before that, and adding pa, ra, sa, or ma to the end of that reduplicated syllable. So,
güzel,
means very pretty,
tertemiz,
means very clean,
kas katı,
means hard as a rock, and
simsiyah,
means pitch black. Full reduplication of the word was used to derive adverbs, and nouns can be repeated as well to mean many or all of. There's also M reduplication, where ma can be inserted in the middle of two reduplicated words to mean something along the lines of etc., or anything, or anyone, and or the like. The majority of words used are of native Turkic origin. Persian and Arabic were large sources of foreign vocabulary during the Ottoman Empire, but during Atatürk's rule, many of these words were removed and replaced by native Turkish ones. There's been an onslaught of loanwords from European languages starting in the 1900s, particularly from French. Examples of Perso-Arabic loans include
kitap, mevsim, ufuk, diğer, her,
and examples of French ones include
bank, stil, dinozor, kalite,
and
tünel.
whatever I could write as a summary would not be as cool as Turkish is as a language. Until next time, güle güle.